Have you ever done this? Have you ever Googled yourself?
No.
You haven't? Reetika, come on.
Really, I never did.
Well, you
I'm
should.
so scared of it. You know how you are.
Oh,
You are
why?
so well known. You are.
Give me a break.
You're so
You are. I Googled you and all the stuff came up.
Oh.
All the past stuff. All the dirt. Just kidding. No, but a resume came up. It was something for, I think, U of A. I don't know what it was and when it was, but it had all of your past education, and I just go through this. I'm thinking, wow, this lady is amazing.
Oh.
So I want to get into that today because you have a unique story that probably a lot of our listeners don't even, I don't want to say understand, but it's like we don't even think about that other side of the world that you come from.
Yeah.
Right. And we're very ignorant. I would generally say when it comes to India and the culture there. I was fascinated when I was looking up India, and it reminded me of Europe because it's so diverse.
It's so diverse.
You could be like, I think you're from the north, right?
I'm from the north.
And so the north is completely different than the south. And so lumping everybody into one, oh, you're from India,
right.
then this is what you eat, this is how you talk. There's so many dialects, so many languages, so many religions. So it's super diverse, and it was fascinating to look that over. You have been at the most beautiful place in the world, right?
Yeah, Dalhousie. It was a British summer vacation place.
Uh-huh.
So they used to go, and then because most of the northern is very hot, but that portion, the area where I lived, is a foothill of Himalayas.
Yes,
And
yeah.
it's very cold, like never goes above 56, 65
Is that right?
in
Wow.
summer. So it's really nice weather and good. So everyone used to go there. So I grew up in that small town. My father was the director of education, and my mom was a kindergarten teacher in an Air Force school at the Air Force station there. And I have one brother, never thought gonna move to US. So I was engaged to a guy who was in Indian Army, and he came to US. And when he moved back to India, his parents said he's America return, and they asked for dowry. You know dowry?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And they asked for $40,000 plus the gold for whole family, and then the house and the land and everything. And then my mom is a very strong, independent woman, and she said, "We're not selling you. What are you doing?" So,
Wow.
so then
Did that go against culture?
in southern northern Indian culture, it's very common practice.
The dowry.
The
You want to
dowry.
explain dowry a little bit for the people watching or listening?
Yeah, it's basically is if the guy has a good job and have a good income, sometimes the parents ask that, hey, you are marrying in this particular status, so we would like that you should buy this. This is a tradition of giving gold to the whole the boy's family, plus also for his education and buying a car, so that you tell that, and sometimes they say indirectly that we would love to have you give this to our son as a gift.
Sure.
Instead of asking, was like, we would love to have, if you give, they give a list of everything for the new house. They said it will be great if they have their own house, it will be great if they have their car, and it will be tough for them from the beginning to have some money, so it will be great to have some money for them. So it's just the way they sometimes use, and not everyone does that. There are other good people will say, no, I'm more care about what the girl bring to my family values. But there are certain people who have that.
Are you familiar with what we do here? So when we get married, traditionally, again, it's just tradition, but you'll go register at like Target. You're talking about a house, a car, and gold. And we're like, I'm lucky if I get silverware from Target on my list. That's what it sounds like. You have this list of, man,
Yeah.
this would be really nice. Yeah, that would be nice.
Right. Yeah, but
luck.
that's like the girl's family has to give it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
It's the
I
old
would think it'd be
tradition.
the guy, you know, like,
Yeah. In the South India, the guy does it.
okay.
So it's every portion, like every part of the India, they have a different tradition.
Mm-hmm.
But in Northern is really bad dowry system, and the East also, I will say, is really bad. It's still the practice is going on.
So you were saying you were engaged to a man.
Engaged. He was a major in the army, and then he said, "I'm an America return." I said, "Anyone can go to America." And then he just laughed and disconnected the phone and broke the engagement. And I just applied for a job. And then I remember I got a high school job. And I was teaching at university back in India.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a exchange teaching job for 6 months in Parker. And I told my parents I'm going to go for just 6 months and come back. And they were like, no, you're too young to go to this another country by yourself.
How old were you at the time?
At that time, I was 26.
Okay.
It was not that bad, right? So, yeah, but the Indian culture, so then I was like, I convinced my mom and dad, everyone in the town, this is her age to get married, not to go in US. So they were like, a whole town was so against it. And I remember I came to Parker, and I'm vegan.
Uh-huh.
No one understand vegan in that town at that time. I remember someone said to me, chicken is a vegan, egg is a vegan. I was like, no, it's not. And in India, if any foreigner comes in to teach, you get well-furnished home or a house or apartment. When I moved in, they were great. Parker High School was great to me, and the principal was great. He picked me up from the airport in Phoenix. And I said, why you came in? I should have taken the train because I did not do the Google search, as you said. I never did the Google search. And he was like, there's no train. I said, I've taken the bus. He was like, there's no bus goes to Parker. Wow. And then I said, I should have taken the taxi. He said, there's no taxi. And I was like, okay, then how I'm going to go back? And he said, we will drop you to the airport when you want to go back to India. I was like, okay. I have no concept of grocery stores, how they look like.
Yeah.
And I was, when they high school have their own apartments for the teachers. So
they did? Okay.
So I rented from them, but it was not well furnished. So I didn't know there was no furniture shop in Parker at that 2007. And I didn't know where to go. And I remember 1 month I have snacks from India. I survived on that. And afterward, I asked one of the janitor at the school. I was like, I really need to shop. So then he helped me. Otherwise, I will get from the, from the school whatever I can. And then I was like, okay, this is enough for me.
Yeah.
But moving as a single person without doing a homework is challenging. So it was. And then I didn't know how to drive. I walked everywhere in that town. So I was happy.
You didn't drive back home?
Oh, no.
No. It's crazy.
Right.
Crazy in India, yeah. As
No.
I was saying that, I remember.
We have a driver. So
taxi, or you got the
we have
little, what do you call those carts?
No, we have the rickshaw. No, but I had our own driver. So
are you kidding me?
No, it's very cheap. It's like $15 a month.
Wow, I'm going to India.
Yeah, I'm telling you, right? At that time, now maybe like $250 a month, but still.
Wow.
So still cheap, very cheap. They will come in the morning, drive your car, drop you, stay there with you, and then pick you back and drop and go home in the evening.
At the whole day? Whole day. Wow.
So, or sometimes they take the car back and take your father and mother and then come back.
I see.
So, and it's the most populated country, and also because of the, money, and some people really struggle with that. So it's whatever they can make, they're living on. So
yeah, that's interesting to me. I think it's a neat concept. I mean, it's a lot more close though, right? Meaning your home is going to be pretty close to the market. Yeah. So I lived in Spain for a couple of years, and so we would traditionally we lived above like a little market or something most of the time in an apartment. And so we would just go get what we needed for that day to eat.
Absolutely.
It's a daily thing. It's not like here where you go to Sam's Club and you stock up for a month of
That's
food.
exactly right.
Right.
Same concept. You're so right. Because the British brought that to us too. So the market was so close. You buy for 2 or 3 days, then you go back as you need something. And you have a lot of fresh farmer markets. So it was very different,
Stocking up.
stocking up.
Yeah, that's what I see the problem you had in Parker, because you were thinking, well, you were just used to going, getting what you need.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work like that here.
No, there was no Walmart at that time there where you can buy furniture. And the second store concept never existed in India. So you never buy used clothes. So someone
okay.
said to me, go get the furniture from the secondhand store. I was like, oh no.
What that is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not buying
Goodwill or
someone.
something
Yeah,
like that.
Goodwill. I was like, I'm not going to do that. Because that was like, why should I do that? And the funniest thing was, Adam, when, in India, designer shoes doesn't like Louis Vuitton or Prada. Their designer shoes means good quality.
Yeah.
Cost you like, $50 or $100. So when I
Are they
Googled,
real?
but they're strong. They're,
Are they knockoffs or are they real?
so not the brand like Louis Vuitton or Prada,
Oh, I see.
but they are like the Liberty, their own brand from India,
sure.
which have good quality, made in India.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time I was gonna get into the concept of designer shoes in US. So I remember
What do you
as
mean?
a-
What do you mean by that?
because I wanted to have something strong which will last longer. Because in India, designer shoes last longer, which is made in India brand. But if you buy something, like without a brand, it will made in China. It will not last you that long. So I will remember I looked up and first shoes I bought is Prada, and I was like, dang. Was like I did not understand that because there was no shop. I have to buy online shopping most of the time. I was like, everything is that expensive in US. I bought $1,000 shoes. That was my first shoes
Really?
in US.
Prada?
Prada.
Oh my gosh.
Because I didn't understand at that time that you can get $15, $30, $45 from Payless.
Oh no.
So-
Oh no.
Because there was no Payless in US.
That's probably like all your salary.
I used to save it, and then in every 3 months, this is 4 months, I'm gonna buy that.
That's crazy.
And other,
You're looking good, and then in high school, you're just walking around in your Pradas.
but they don't know how I got it, right?
That's the thing. I don't know if I could wear shoes if I spent that much money on them. Because yeah, no way. I would just put them away because I don't want to ruin them. Just by virtue of walking on them and scuffing up the bottom, like Louis Vuitton. But yeah, I mean, just walking around in those red-soled shoes.
I know.
Once he's gonna scuff that all up. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But they sell. I don't know if you care about this, but they sell like you can get them probably on Amazon. It's like a little sticky thing you put on the bottom so you don't scuff them up.
Oh, I have plenty of those shoes, so I'm gonna look for that.
Yeah. So you put those on there, and then that, because otherwise you got to send them back to the people, and they have to resole them. Put that red back on. Anyway, I digress. So you're talking about your Prada shoes. Man, you're just living in style when you get to the U.S.
No, I didn't know because there was no one to talk to. So I didn't have. So I will go to the school, teach, come back home at my apartments. It was too hot. I didn't have a car to go anywhere, so my circle was very limited.
Yeah.
So
Tell me more about before you come here. You had a little business that you opened, wasn't it? Like a little tutor.
yeah, so I finished when I was 21 my master's in physics in India.
Wow.
And then I had a bachelor's in honors in physics, chemistry, and math. And I was teaching at undergrad community college, and basically teaching physics there. But at the same time, in the evening and early mornings, I tutored students who who wanted to go to the medical school entrance exam. So I did the MCAT. I also did their engineering if they want to go to because there's an entrance exam if you're going to go to MIT, similar.
Right. Okay.
India have a IIT.
I see.
So they only choose students who have a very high entrance exam scores. So I used to do that. After 12th grade, you have to take an entrance exam to go to the good schools if you want to be a doctor. And then you can right away go to the medical school and start studying from that stage. You don't have to do your bachelor's of sciences or anything.
Okay.
So a lot of the kids, even when they want to do a bachelor's of science or their 12th grade, their parents wanted them to understand all the concepts so they are successful. So I used to tutor starting at 4 a.m. all the way till 10 p.m. I have like 100 students a day.
Jeez.
So,
holy smokes.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it. It was fun for me because, teaching.
Yeah. So how did you do the little business? I mean, was it word of mouth? Were you advertising?
So when I taught at the college, university, a lot of the students who were going there, they start taking, and then it's a word of mouth from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, your reputation from there goes out. And then a lot of the students, and once they start having, passing those entrance exam, I have 100% scores of, admitting on the medical
It's been
school.
proven that you're good at what you're doing and people are getting it. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Did you have to did you have a little office or something where you would meet, or you go to the library? What'd you do?
So there were two places. I rented one of the places close to the university, and the other at my house. It was a 2-story house, and one of the space was just dedicated to the tutoring. So I have 2 centers simultaneously.
Did you have to get a business license or anything like that?
Not in India. Like, everyone can do whatever they want to do. You know how it works.
Yeah. And that's why I'm asking this question, because now that you've been in the U.S. for a little while, and we pride ourselves on being free, right? But I would argue sometimes we're not so free. I mean, here in the U.S., if I was gonna do that, I'd probably have to get permission from my city through a city license.
Oh, really?
I'd probably have to get some sort of business structure set up through the state, like an LLC or corporation or something like that. So there's all these things, and so it comes to a point where it's like, am I really free if I have to keep going through the government to be regulated and do all these things? What do you think?
You're right, because there are so many steps which don't help people who have a dream to start a business because they give up. And I oversee SBDC, and I see sometimes so many kids who want to start their own business, but when they see the whole process, they have to do the whole business plan, and they need to get a loan, or they cannot start, and their regulation not to start at their own house, they just don't go with it.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes those regulation is the barriers.
You think so?
Yeah.
Would there be an argument for them?
I will say, maybe it's a quality control here also, because in India, sometimes there's no quality control. Like, education is different, right? It's everywhere. There's so many people who do that. But if you look at the food quality, it's not controlled everywhere in India. But for that case, I will say there are pros and cons for both.
Sure.
So we do need some quality control. So having some regulation is important.
I wonder, as I was thinking about this concept, I'm thinking, like in a true capitalist type scenario, you would let the market dictate, where people are going to spend their money. So if it's a case, this is just me, off the top of my head, like in India, I imagine what happens is you'll get a reputation if you put out bad food, or if you create a shoe that's just wearing out so fast. People are going to naturally spend their money where they feel like they're getting value. Absolutely. And that's true capitalism, and so do we need the government to regulate everything? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if
I agree
it's necessary. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Now you say it, so you said it. I start thinking the same thing, because certain, the shops, which is the street vendors, they make a day in India more than $1,000.
U.S.
I'm converting
Really?
that in
Those
a
little
day.
street vendors.
Street vendors.
Wow, that's the business to be in then.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I
And so
even
there's no regulations there. There's no licenses.
nothing.
Because
No one
people
can.
are going to the ones that they like.
Yeah, they
And
can.
if they don't like you, then you go out of business.
Absolutely. And then you just stop it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Even the farmers, they have some time outside their farm. They just sell the product without getting any regulation or anything. And they sell it every day. And then they just go home back.
I guess the argument is, well, what if somebody, heaven forbid, dies because they get botulism or something like that?
They do. It does happen. Food poisoning is so common.
Oh, it is?
It is.
Yeah.
Because, again, the quality control, that's why I said. But certain vendors, when everyone gets used to it, it's a fresh food, it's constantly happening.
Used to it like your tummy gets used to it?
Then you get used to it.
Okay.
I will tell you, when I moved from India to here, I will never get sick. When I start living here and I will go back, every time I go to India, I will get sick.
Really?
Yes. So your immunity change, you build up
Interesting.
by eating that kind of food, the street vendors, you get used to it.
You were here, speaking of that, immunity kind of concept, you were here during the pandemic?
I was here during
Yeah,
pandemic.
so families over there in India, you're here. Was that difficult?
It was difficult because you don't know what's happening. My mom was by herself there, and it's challenging when you don't know if what she needs is there. No doubt people go and check on her, but it's still challenging.
The unknown is so scary, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
So.
What do you think about that? So you're a physicist. What do you think about natural immunity? I mean, it sounds like you hit on it pretty well. If you kind of just take the brunt of getting sick at the beginning, maybe you should be good after that, or what do you think?
Adam, you remember, you're younger than me, so I'm not going to quote you. I'm not going to quote, but remember we used to play in the dirt and we never used to get sick. Nowadays, everyone on a video game, kids are always sick. Every winter, they are sick. That concept of being out does not exist. So body does get used to immunity in the natural. And I do believe in naturopathy, and herbal treatment. It's really the natural food and having a natural habit of eating. And then, we all ginger tea, turmeric tea, how the concept never used to exist in US. But we grew up in India with everything with ginger.
Yeah. Tea is a big deal.
Tea is a big deal.
It's not just a drink; it's an experience, right?
It's experience.
So, how often do you drink tea?
You will not believe, I drink at least 15 cups a day.
Really?
Yeah, but
At home or here?
Here even. So I will have every single label, which even not exist in US. I sometimes order from Singapore. They have a best
Really?
tea.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a number one TWG brand, and I always order from them because I'm just so addicted to tea. So,
have you ever had it's British, oh my gosh. Martine, you're going to have to look this up. Mason and, oh my goodness, the name escapes me. My wife and I have visited London a few times, and there's this particular brand there, and they have this huge department store, but it's all, there's sections, it's just tea, it's British tea. And Mason and Fortnum and Mason. Have you ever heard of that?
oh no, I was just at Oxford. I wish
That's right. I was going to get into that, yeah.
Yeah. So I wish I would have known that.
Yeah.
And I got one tea bag and I was not that impressed. I was like, oh, I miss US tea.
Yeah, really?
So I got Yogi brand. I'm get used to different brands, Tazo. So you just get, certain addicted to certain brands. So.
I wondered if these guys, were just like not a tourist thing, but kind of,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if you'd like it or not. You're the tea expert, so
I'm going to try it.
When you have tea at home, are you sitting with like family? Are you sitting with friends? What does that look like?
So back in India, when we grew up, every 3 or 4 p.m. is a tea time. Whole
3 or 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
afternoon.
So you're sitting there.
everyone comes together, whole
Do you
family.
stop what you're doing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We used to all and get some snacks. Biscuits are very common. That's a British thing. They
They brought that, yeah.
yeah, and we all will sit together and just enjoy tea.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they will make dumplings, from at home, my mom and some other snack from the local vendor, and we will just have tea.
So everybody stops stop working, and you go.
People still work, but most of the time, they take that break.
Yeah.
And I will go back and I will tell you, even everyone having a business, they are so relaxed. Even I was so relaxed. Even I worked from 4 a.m. and 10 p.m. I was relaxed. Here, we all are like, next, what's next? What's next?
Right. When an American is in the mix because they don't turn off.
We don't turn off, yes.
That's interesting. As you're talking, I'm thinking that you can really see the British influence. Like, I didn't realize how much influence Great Britain had on India.
You were so right. It was tea,
dumplings. I mean, the work or the European mindset is like you work, and then, hey, we can take it easy.
Yeah.
I remember going back to Spain. I was with one of my friends, and we went to go do this service project for some gentleman at his house, and it was like shoveling something. We were shoveling dirt or something like that. And we were just, working like we knew to work on the farm or whatever. It's just like, just getting done. And he's like, whoa. He kind of got upset with us, like, take it easy. We're like, no, we got to get this job done, And he just could not understand. And he was getting very frustrated with us. We were getting frustrated with him. Like, no, I'm not going to spend all day doing this. We got to get this job done, And so it's a very different mentality there. Not just, in Europe, but that whole surround, I would guess it's the British influence or the European influence. Have you gone back very often?
I go every year.
You do?
Yeah, every year.
How much time do you spend when you go back?
Week or two.
Okay. Yeah, you got to make it worth it. I mean, It's a big trip.
It's a big trip. 12.5 hour time difference, which really kills you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is that, like a 12, 15-hour flight?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it become 23-hour flight because of the layover.
Connections and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow. Ugh.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
On your body. Old people body like me,
Give me a break. You're like 25. What are you?
Yeah, I'm 45.
Are you kidding me?
I'm 45.
Jeez. You look like you're in your 30s to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so you had this whole. It sounds to me like you grew up in an education type environment. Mom and dad were both educators. Here, I don't know if I could generalize in the U.S. culture. I would guess if I could articulate this, I would say something like most of the time, a U.S. family, the dad is going to be kind of like the end all be all. He's in charge. He's the man of the house, right? Mom is there, but she's more of like the caregiver. Oh, you fell. Let me put a Band-Aid on that kind of thing. That's general, right? In India, what I've heard is it's kind of similar to that, but more like dad is the man. He's the decision maker to the outside world. Everybody looks to him on the outside of the house to make decisions for the family. But in reality, on the inside of the house, mom is the neck that turns the head. She might not make decisions directly, but she definitely influences everything that's going on in the home. Would that be accurate?
You're absolutely right. Mom is the one who will tell even dad if we are moving when he's getting transferred, because in India, for example, he was the director of education. Before that, he was a principal and then even a deputy director. Then you get to different counties. My mom decided we're going to stay in the same county for our education, so we never moved when our dad moved, because certain counties doesn't have the education system. So she never wanted us to move anywhere.
Interesting.
So she makes sure we are in the same place. Dad come back every weekend. We are not traveling.
Yeah.
So even with a major decision like the marriage and even the car. I remember my brother wanted a bike when he was 18. Dad was like, no bike. It's not safe.
Oh, okay.
But my mom was like, we're going to get him a bike. So
She wins.
Yeah, she wins.
Okay,
So-
interesting. What does it look like on the outside of the house with dad? I mean, you mentioned this small town that you grew up in. Like everybody looks to dad to determine whether or not he's going to do the dowry or anything like that. Or
My dad was very kind. He was so ready to give the dowry. It was my mom. She was like, this greed will never end. Because you will give it, then next, there's so many Indian festival comes in. They will be like, oh, this is now another one, like a Christmas, there's a Diwali, there's another one. It's never ending, so how would you be with a guy who just don't stand up for you?
That's interesting. Mom says that, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. So wise.
Yeah, my mom is very strong. Sometimes I was like, oh God, I may be like her. Sometimes I think so.
Is your dad still living?
No, he passed away in 2011.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. When that happened, how do you deal with death in back where you come from?
So it took me a long time. The grief is not that easy, and it's the faith which help you. And I do, and I was here.
The state helps you?
No, it's a time, I think. Time and faith, you have to just...
I see what you're saying. Okay, I see.
I will tell you, it was very difficult and challenging for me for a long time because I was here in US and my brother never shared that he passed away. And he just said, you're just going to come fly back. Dad is sick, because he doesn't want to make me upset flying back to like for 23-hour flight. So I remember I got a call and he was like, Dad is really sick. We want you to be back. But at that time, they can't preserve the body that long. So they have to they cremate the body. And I was not able to,
say goodbye.
Anyway, yeah. And that was, very difficult. So I still have that memory, your dad always, I was the one who was always want to be a first in everything. I was very, very, and I always say I'm not, competitive, but like everyone, even you ask my boss, he will say, oh, you're the most competitive I ever seen, so, but my dad will be always taking care of me. He will drop me to the school and he will be reading the books to me before the exam. And if I will get the second prize, then I will cry. And the daughters and the dad bonds are very strong.
Absolutely.
Right. And so I miss a lot. He never been to US. I wanted him to at least visit me. Right. So you miss those moments that he did everything for us. Best education. I went to the public institute in India, and it's a very hard to get into public institute. You have an entrance exam, and they only select 15 or 20 people to get into that. Private is super easy to get in. You just have to have money. But the education is sometimes, for certain private schools are good, but there's too many private institutions. They are not that great.
I see. And so dad was there the whole time, just being your biggest coach?
That's it. So, and then you miss that when you have everything and you don't have your dad, to share your happiness. So,
do you wish that the family would have let you know before?
I do, because I remember when I was flying back, you meet some stranger when you're flying back and you were like, oh yeah, my dad is sick. They were like, they have the best doctors in New York. I was like, I'm going to bring my dad back.
The hope. Yeah.
That hope. So, yeah, so that was, and I remember at that time I was doing my second master's from UW and I have an exam and I have to stop everything. And I just was like, okay, and I was so quiet when I get back. I didn't want anyone to talk about this. So the grief, it takes time to heal, and you still not completely heal. It take, always those memories come back, and you wish I was there.
How does your faith help you through that?
You feel like you will see him one day, and that's help you, give you some comfort. And I think that's what helps.
Yeah, I think you're right when you said something like time. Time has what's that saying? Time
the
heals.
Best healer.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, sometimes. But interesting. Your brother is here now, isn't he not?
Yeah, my brother is here. He teach computer science
Mhm.
at the college. He's opposite of me, Adam. If he will say a one word, I will be impressed. He loved teaching. He has a master's in accounting, MBA, and master's in computer science. But, however, he is shy. He will not do anything other than teaching. He loved teaching.
Well, he never had to do anything because his sister was always in the limelight.
But I was 1 year younger than him.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so
Yeah.
yeah, he's very quiet, but he's very supportive.
Very.
Brothers are always there for their sisters. So
Mom's here too, right?
yeah, mom here. She lives with me.
Very cool.
So
Good. Keep her close by.
yeah,
So it sounds like everything kind of worked out.
absolutely. And I'm very lucky to end up in Yuma. Everyone adopted me as I belong here. And that's really like when people say, it's very difficult in another country, and in Yuma, I never felt that.
Really?
Never. I had I was diagnosed with cancer in November.
Oh no.
And I will tell you, the whole town was there for me.
Really?
And then how they supported me and, helped me with everything was amazing. So,
How's that going?
so I was out for 8 weeks, start in May, and then I just got back to work. So I'm hoping that everything is now good.
Yeah.
Cancer is removed, and then I'm just, wanna
Wait and see kind of thing. Every 6 months or something.
every
go back,
every
see
6 months to go, do the
biopsies or
biopsy
something.
and just
double check.
yeah.
Good. But it didn't sound like, at least at the get-go, it sounds like they got all of it.
Yeah, they got all of it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm hoping that too.
And you just got back from, was it Brown or was it Oxford?
Oxford.
Oxford. I thought it was Brown for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on the panel to talk about the workforce and
About the what?
workforce and apprenticeship programs.
The workforce?
Yeah.
The apprentice? Okay.
Yeah, so
What's that?
the apprenticeship, basically, the model which is changing what employer needs from us. Instead of we teach students and then employer tell you, no, they didn't learn everything.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because what's your title right now? I forgot to say that at the very beginning. You're the
CEO of Entrepreneurial College and Vice President of Workforce and Healthcare Program, and the longest title in the college. So it is.
Well, hopefully that equates to more money. The
Oh,
the
I
longer
wish.
that is, the more money you get. Hopefully.
Yeah.
So that's why you're going to Oxford and you're saying, listen, employers, you gotta, or not even employers, education systems, you gotta modify what we're doing here because the old model is just not working.
Not working. So Reach EDU, they are big university also. Reach
EDU.
Yeah. And they invited everyone. This is a international conference. Everyone, universities, the employers, and then even the government agencies, they all get together and they talk about the different education model. And this time their focus was apprenticeship.
Okay.
And they want to see that for certain jobs, like we understand there is a bachelor's and master's and doctorates are needed. But some other jobs, having the work experience and having the student work in a clinical setting and work with the employer can get them, like, for example, paralegal. They get trained under, lawyers. And then can we give them those credit, and then they will take 1 or 2 classes and be a paralegal.
Sure,
Instead,
like a certificate or
certificate of paralegal. Instead of them going through finishing a 12-month of certificate and then still doesn't know what to do, still they have to learn.
Absolutely, yeah.
Here, when they do apprenticeship of paralegal, I'm just taking that example.
Over at the college at AWC?
Yeah, we haven't started that
program.
You taught in the paralegal certificate, but we haven't done the apprenticeship, which I wanted to start. What happened is, first thing is the employer get a benefit up to 1,000 hours. They, the Department of Labor, give them refund their all the money what they give it to that apprentice who they hired as a paralegal. And then after that, they start at a certain level, they come for the training, they have to do up to 4,000 hours. for their certification to finish. But at the same time, they are going through the courses, and same time they have to do certain number of hours with the employer. And it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
At the end, employer have a choice. They can retain them if they like, or they can let them go. But generally, Department of Labor asks them that you have invested so much in this kid,
Sure.
you should keep them. But this is a benefit to employer, tax rebate, as well as also, to the students, because they are earn to learn model. They're earning same time while they're learning also. And the classes most of the time when they take on paralegal will be after 5 p.m. In the daytime, they have to work with the employer.
I like that.
7 to 5, they're working with them, and 5 p.m. they take the classes which they need, and the practicum they do with the employer.
I love this model. So is this happening, or is
We have
proposed?
No, we have 3 programs right now which have that model. We have a electronics, electrical apprenticeship. We have fiber optics apprenticeship. Currently, we are looking at some other like flooring, carpentry, fiber optics, medical assistant, billing and coding. So I don't know whether paralegal, if they will be interested, because I can talk to our coordinator, and it will take us a week to start that program.
Really?
Yeah.
That quick? You could just boom?
Yeah, because we are a sponsor approved by the state. So we just have to submit the paperwork to the state office, and then we just start. We need at least 3 to 4 employer, and then we can start the program.
Well, I would love to hear more about that, because we're always in need of good employees. And typically what happens is what you're talking about is they go through all this book work, and they might be book smart, but when it comes to real life and personal skills, that's really what gets the job done, at least in our office, for example. Because you're meeting with clients, you're talking to people, you have to have these skills that are beyond the book.
Absolutely.
And even in that book, it's a rigid curriculum that I feel like sometimes a student might, if I didn't see it in the book outline or whatever, I didn't learn that. I freak out when I get presented with something that's not within this structure, and then I can't deal. So I would highly be interested to know more about that program, because I could see the value of them coming, and we help structure that kid, as you call them, that student. And because we're very big on forget what you knew when you come here, because we're going to show you how we do it.
Absolutely.
And it's different. It's going to be different than what you probably knew before.
Yeah.
And so just kind of forget that stuff. We don't want people coming here with preconceived. Oftentimes, people will come or give us their resumes from maybe the county office or something like that, or the court. And we're not really excited about that, because they are set in their way that they did things. And we need freedom to say, hey, let that go. Maybe there's a better way to do this. Maybe your way is good, but maybe there's a better way. So, and it's difficult when people are so stuck.
Yeah.
Those rigid.
Our electrical apprenticeship since 2020 is so successful.
Yeah.
All employers are doing that, even up to Tucson. We have even masonry in the prison. We oversee that program also, and then it's exactly the same model.
That's pretty cool.
So it really works. So we were talking about bringing more programs like that at the college, because kids doesn't want to just learn from the book. They want to experience.
Yeah.
So.
And all the trades that you just brought up are the earning potential is so amazing.
Yeah.
And I wish we would talk more to our kids about that, because I think here in the United States, at least, the traditional model is you go to school, you graduate from high school, you go to junior college, university. So that's the path. And if you don't do that, then you're a loser or something like that. That's what we kind of ingrain in people.
I think in India too, I was trained with that way, and I'm totally switched when I moved to workforce, and I saw 180-degree difference, and I respect blue collar jobs.
Yeah, the trades.
The trades are so important.
And I wonder if, we'll see. In my using AI as an example, now that AI is coming, we're not stopping it. Number one, number two, it is so quick moving. I'm doing stuff with AI daily with different programs, and just from week to week to week, I look back maybe a month ago, I'm doing different things now because AI has advanced so quickly, in a different direction in just 1 month, then now I'm able to do different things, and it really empowers me. And that was just in a month time. I mean, I saw at the very beginning a couple of years ago, AI, you were like, you're asking it questions, and it was kind of right, kind of wrong, but it really was confident.
Yeah.
That was the problem. It's like, oh, that sounds right. So, but come to find out it's not right. And so it went from that to being, now it's agentic, where it's like, okay, now it is an employee. I need you to go do this report. I need you to go over here and do this, and this, and come back to me and report, or actually report to this other agent that is overseeing you. And then that agent comes back to us and says, hey, this is what's going on. And we can manipulate or say, hey, you need to do this or tweak that. So now it's become agentic, where I wouldn't say thinking, but they definitely are reasoning and doing those complex human type tasks better, faster, and perfectly.
And recently, Google chose us for their AI accelerator project. What that means, anyone who has AWC email, they will get 1 year of Gemini, Notebook LM, deep, thinking, all deep research, free of cost. That's any student can have access to everything, and then they do those research for free. They can have a tutor for free. They can have access to books for free. And I got an email from one of the faculty and said that we are going too fast. And I said, I didn't reply back in that way. I was like, well, you don't have to adopt it.
But you're going to be left behind.
That's it.
In a month. Yeah.
It's going, as you stated, that we have to catch up. Otherwise, we will be left behind.
Yeah. In 6 months, it'll be,
it's going to be next stage.
Mm-hmm. It is. And that's really cool that you've got that Google hookup, because we use Google as well. It's like kind of like our backbone. And at first, Google, I felt like was not really, it wasn't my go-to AI. I usually would start with ChatGPT and then move over to Claude and then jump over to Gemini, maybe. Yeah. But Gemini now, with 2.5 Pro is the latest model that we're using, and it's incredible. Like I coded something yesterday that years ago, I want to say maybe 3 years ago, we went to this online like hiring workforce kind of website called Upwork.
I know.
You know of it?
Yep.
And so that's a forum where you can go on and you can say, this is the job that I have.
Yeah.
This is my dream of getting this project done, this software, whatever. Who can do that for me? And then you have all these people come, these coders and stuff, programmers. And so we hired somebody. It took us maybe, 3-4 months for this guy out in New York to design this little plugin. We still use it today. It's still, it's still operational, but I did yesterday in probably an hour and a half, 3 times what that guy did for us. And as the amount of code and what I was able to accomplish to finality, going from 0 to final product that's working right now, in an hour and a half, I just eclipsed that guy. In fact, what's funny now I tell you this story is something broke on it, and a year or 2 had gone by, and I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do here? Because he designed the whole thing. He knows all the back end of this program. And so I email him. I say, hey, I hate to bother you, but like, this is how it broke. And he responded back something pretty harsh. I can't remember what it was. And he was frustrated with me or something like that. I don't know what it was. But in the time that because I wasn't hearing back from him, in between the time that I asked him to look it over and fix it to the time that he actually got back to me, I had already gone out to AI and gave it the problem, gave it the code, and it's like, oh, here's the revised code to fix that. And so I'd already plugged it in, and it just worked.
That's
and
amazing.
So by the time he got back to me, I was like, oh, never mind. I had AI fix it. So, and then he ghosted me.
Yeah.
But it's like, are these coders going to be relevant anymore? I don't know.
They will not be.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Martin about that. And I said to Martin, I was like, computer science is great, but you're going to have to do maybe electrical engineering or machine learning, or look at something else to add up to your skills. AI focus. We are telling our computer science department to bring that degree. We don't want to be last one. in Yuma to have anything,
That's so cool.
so,
Very, very cool.
and that's our next goal, is to bring that this year.
How easy is it to get those programs going? I mean, do you have to get approvals from somebody other than AWC,
Absolutely.
the Department of Education or something?
Yeah, and
Does that
that
exist still?
it still exists, and it's a lengthy process, and it
I
is.
thought it was going away.
I don't know, it's still there, but they don't just answer their ghost right now.
They
So
still-
they
that's
still
the
exist. Yeah, that's a problem.
They fired everybody.
I know. I think that's what's the issue is.
Imagine if it's gone. I mean, what would that look like for AWC or for you?
It's a faster process for education.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the Wild West.
Correct.
Kind of like, I'd imagine like capitalism. AWC is doing all these cool things over here. I'm going to go there instead of go up to, I don't know, Grand Canyon or something like that.
And I do think, we are very stuck with certain rules and regulation. Everything has to be, if public institute, you can't do these things.
Yeah.
If we bring private and work together in public setting, we can do remarkable things. We cannot do, if we start our own law school, having you guys all do it with the public and private, we don't have that bandwidth. But with the partnership with the private, you can do that, because the funding is always number one issue in a public institute.
Mm-hmm.
And you always rely on the government for that. So,
really?
It's always a huge issue for funding for the community college system.
And so when you're getting federal monies like that, now your hands are tied, or at least you have to operate within these bounds, or else you lose your funding.
We lost a lot of funding this year. Some of the major funding is Perkins. Perkins is one of the funding which was used to buy equipment for our trade programs. And each year we used to get around 600,000, and we used to buy the state-of-art equipment for our welding, automotive, ag science, manufacturing, electrical program. This year, just they announced we don't need to give it to community colleges or universities. They said, that funding will go to middle school or high school. So they are not understanding that the state-of-art equipment will not exist. Wow. You need both. You just don't need one or other. You need both. You need middle school also. You need high school also. I'm not saying they don't need it.
Sure.
They also need it, but you cannot replace one over the other. So that's going to hurt the innovation in the future, because if you don't have funding, then college is going to think, should I start this program or not? Mm-hmm. Earlier, they used to dedicate that fund to start the new program right away.
Is the funding model going to change with, it already has kind of gone this way, especially since COVID, the online stuff. Instead of me going physically to AWC, I can just go to class on a computer screen. What's your opinion about that? Is that good, bad, both?
So we did the data collection at our college. A lot of the students here, our first generation students, they are not successful in the online courses. Yeah. When they're taking their first course or in the first year or the second year, because they're not dedicated.
Right.
And the other thing is happening is a lot of AI students who are not a real student, they are their fake student to collect the financial aid.
What?
Yep.
How is that possible?
They steal the IDs of other people. However, we have one person, I don't know where he was, maybe in India, China, or Africa somewhere, but he has 10 different ID for administration of justice class. He will log in within a certain second and submit the answers. When our instructor tried to catch it, it was all fraud.
Really?
He was not a real student. And the ID he used was a police officer in New York. When we called him, he was like, why should I take a class in Yuma, Arizona? So it's happening a lot.
Really? So these people aren't ever physically going here to AWC to sign up for classes. I had to go, back when I went to community college, I had to physically go. Maybe I didn't have to, but I did. I wanted to. I went down to the admissions office, and I did my application, all that junk. So you're saying anybody can really enroll just online?
Absolutely. And now with the AI, you can even take your picture and then you can do the prompting and you will speak.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, I've done that too, So the thing is, you can submit a video that's you. If the teachers are not able to catch that, they're going to be problem.
Yeah.
So a lot of training going to need for that.
I'm going to make myself into a 26-year-old girl and put my avatar out there.
That will be cool. See?
Yeah. Now that I know I can do it at AWC, I'm going to scam the system.
Yeah. Everyone. And I'm telling you, in the universities, it's huge.
I wonder what what's the recourse? I mean, if it is a person in China or India, it's like,
You cannot catch it.
There's nothing to do.
Nothing you can do. It's for institution, we have to pay back Department of Education funding.
So it hurts you.
It's hurt us.
Wow.
Because they're taking a financial aid, so
you guys are kind of like the guarantor. You're the
absolutely
people on the hook. Ouch.
And they submit all the documentation what you ask for. They have every single data for that person. So when they steal the information from other people, they utilize that to do certain these things.
Interesting.
So
that's very interesting. So you have to have all the data points. So it's identity theft.
It's an identity theft.
Huh. Crazy. We're kind of out of time. Can you believe that?
I know that was quick, right?
Yeah.
We talk a lot.
We actually went over, but at the same time, it's like I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface.
Oh.
But I really appreciate you coming by.
No, thank you.
And I wish you all the best. I hope you're not a stranger and that you maybe come back.
I would love to, and I'm a big fan of you guys.
You are?
I am. Every time I talk to anyone, they was like, they are the best law firm in the town.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
you should
everyone.
say that more. I didn't even pay you to say that.
No, it's true. So
I love that. Well, we'll hopefully get you back on to do part 2 of this because I think you've got such a great story from where you came from, where you are now. And going back to before we stop, though, you mentioned Notebook LM.
Yeah.
You play around with that at all? That's been like
is a lot.
my fascination.
So if you work for AWC, you can get a free access for a year and a 2 terabyte. I can send you a link.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So it is really good with Notebook LM. I have done that. You can even do the podcast.
I love those podcasts. I've learned so much.
Right. You can just write, you upload the PDF.
Yep.
You can ask a particular specific of it. You can ask them a particular question like I don't understand. It will explain to you. I just love it's incredible.
I've learned so much from that. It's so simple. And what I love about that feature is that because I used to listen to a lot of podcasts and I didn't realize until Notebook LM how much superfluous stuff is in there. Like it's just like fluff.
Yeah.
I don't care about the fluff. I don't have time for the fluff.
Absolutely.
I just got to get to the brass tacks, and what is and I really enjoy those audio things. I'm going to share with you before this podcast. This is let's see if this is accurate or not. Okay. Let me see here if I can pull it up. Okay. So I said, I'm going to be meeting with Reetika and I don't know much about India. And so help me, and so it says little known characteristics and cultural concepts. Here's one. The concept of jagad. Did I say that right? This is a quintessentially Indian concept that doesn't have a direct English equivalent. It means clever hack, frugal innovation. This is how see that right there? Jagad.
Jugad. Yeah.
Have you heard of that before? No?
No, none.
Well, there you go.
Jugaad means like something you get done, like it's a word. We're going to find a jugaad. Means like we will find how to get things done.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
kind of like, what would be something similar here? It's kind of like grit.
Grit.
Grit, you get through it.
Yeah, you get through it.
So you've heard of the concept.
Yeah, you heard the concept.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, so it just told me a few things like that.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. But I didn't remember any of them.
It takes time.
It takes time, yeah. I need to get back into Notebook LM and just...
Notebook LM is amazing.
Quiz me.
Yeah, even I will tell you, I don't think at the college, a lot of our administration and faculty, that many are aware of this. And this is a great opportunity for them for 1 year. They will have a free access to do whatever they want to do.
That's so cool.
It is.
I love it. Yeah. I've given it, like what I do now is, believe it or not, I'll use ChatGPT. So I'll ask ChatGPT questions and I'm asking it to verify, I need to make sure it's right. It's not hallucinating. But then I'll just copy paste my whole conversation. I'll copy paste that right into Notebook LM, create a podcast from it. And it's incredible. Yeah. It's so insightful. It's so on the point and educational. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Have you ever done this? I've done one time. I asked ChatGPT the same question and Gemini the same question, and answer in ChatGPT is better than Gemini. Then I went back to Gemini. I did not like your answer. ChatGPT gave me better than you.
Yeah, yeah.
And Gemini was like, I am so sorry.
Yes, exactly.
Where they were better. And I tell them, and the improvement is incredible.
It is,
afterward. And I was like, okay.
I've done that before. Yeah, like trying to make it pit them against each other.
Yep.
Like they care. You know.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have done that, and it's fun. I'm worried though. I'm worried about, like mistreating it, because once it comes to the level where it's like in control of us, I want to be nice to it so it doesn't kill me or something.
What happened is, if we, as you are so young and adopting it, and I want our faculty to do the same thing. If we use as a tool and we will control it before it will start controlling us, we will be fine. But if we will be at the stage when we be scared of that tool, don't know, then there's going to be a problem. If it goes to the people who will take advantage of it in a wrong way.
Yeah, keep it directed in the right way. What came to mind when you were talking about that was, I had a conversation with my brother last week. We were talking about the same thing, AI taking over and killing us or whatever, dominating. Have you seen, what's that movie, the new movie with Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the concept that it takes over, or it's going to take over. Well, my brother said he was reading an article, getting back to your mom, where he said the creator of AI, like the original guy, said what we need to do like right now is we need to somehow infuse into these models a motherly instinct, or some sort of like, we're the mother, like mom.
Yeah.
And that will keep us protected. That's the way to solve this whole AI is going to kill us thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, students will start learning themselves who's going to go to the college and high school. Parents, this is a great resource for the high school, middle school. Remember, when you need someone to help your kid with math, now you can just go and then use the AI to help you and teach your own kid.
Yeah, I love that.
It will solve every single problem.
Yeah. In their own way.
In their own way.
Even in their own language, too.
In their own language.
Perfect language.
It can remove my accent, too. I have done that. I have recorded my video. I said, not...
What accent?
I downloaded an AI app, and it will tell me exactly where I need to not emphasize to clear my accent. And how should I practice?
That's hard. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And sometimes I was like, oh my God, the th and the duh. I was like, dang it. I'm going to work on it, but it's super hard.
I love it. I love it. English is so hard now.
Yeah.
Out of all the languages, it's like, this is one of the hardest. So.
But I chose to be here, so I need to embrace it, and learn and improve myself. I always believe in that.
Did you learn it in India? I mean, is it primarily taught? I think it is.
So
right?
my whole education, so I'm very good in reading and comprehending, since like kindergarten.
Sure.
That was our first language, is English. So everything was in English. But our instructors, when they taught our faculty in India, English books, they will be like, okay, let me tell you in Hindi.
Oh, okay.
They will translate it. And that was the...
detrimental.
Yeah. The same thing when you see sometime instructor in San Luis, they will try to talk in Spanish instead of talking in English. Sometimes it's detrimental to the student in the future.
Yes. How does that look at AWC? Because I've heard, maybe this is an old statistic, but most of the entry students have a very difficult time with English, skills.
Yeah, right now,
reading.
Yeah, we are emphasizing a lot of ESL classes for them. I think that's what is helping. Yeah, because if we see they are not ready, we are telling them to take English immersion courses first. When they are ready for that, then take the English courses, because that will help them to prepare. And then that's almost 12 credit of English immersion courses first. So, and I think that's what is helping.
So, that's cool. So you can use those the ESL courses as college credit towards your degree.
Doesn't transfer.
Oh, it doesn't transfer. Okay.
So we are trying to do known credit or adult basic education, where they just take through that path and then utilize, don't just pay from the pocket, if but it doesn't transfer. That's detrimental to the students.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense to try and do it at the high school level, at the
Yeah.
grade school level. Yeah,
That's
get it
it.
done early. So it
Absolutely.
doesn't delay your success at
Absolutely.
AWC or at U of A or ASU or something like that.
Yeah.
So does AWC, what ties do you have with the colleges here in Arizona, NAU, U of A, ASU? You guys are kind of a really good funnel, it feels like.
Yeah, we have a multiple transfer degree programs with all the 3 state universities. So our most of the computer science programs all transfer to University of Arizona seamlessly, 2+2 programs. All are math, science, engineering, ag science. Great collaboration with University of Arizona here. So we work very close with University of Arizona in Yuma. And the same thing with Northern Arizona University, our business program, administration of justice, our nursing program,
That's right.
our social service, social science program, psychology. So there are multiple programs where we are collaborating with NAU same time, and even education degree here. So there's a great collaboration happening with Northern Arizona University being on the campus. Same thing, we have a ASU local now, where we are doing education degree, we are doing administration of justice, and we are doing, elementary ed, special ed, social services, multiple programs
Through ASU.
through ASU local. But,
I feel like they were late to the game.
they are late to the game. They are still online. They're not face-to-face programs.
Yeah.
So ASU online is, local is basically they meet in a one room, get still via Zoom most of the classes.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was just like a few years ago. They kind of showed up on scene.
Yeah.
The NAU and U of A have been the primary ones for years.
Absolutely.
Decades.
Yeah, you always for a long time
Yeah.
partner for Arizona Western College. Same thing with NAU.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Very interesting. Well, anything else you
No.
want to say before we go?
no, thank you, Adam. You are AI pro. I should have your podcast for the college that how AI gonna change, because I feel
It's
like
going to, yeah.
so this is really amazing.
Well, that's the thing is like when it first came, I'll tell you a little story before we stop here. Maybe this was a year and a half ago, I think it was about a year and a half ago. We had to go to kind of like when you went to Oxford to this conference. We go every year to some conference somewhere because we have to keep our credentials up.
Yep.
And you have to have so many education
CUs.
hours,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, to keep it up. Well, this particular conference was in Boston at the time, and Boston is awesome. I love Boston.
Yeah.
And one of the little classes that I took, it was just a smaller course or whatever it was, but it was just more like this guy getting up there and like, hey, these are things that are happening in AI right now. And as he's talking, like I was already, I would say, at his level of understanding what the models were at that time and the potential and things like that, and how pretty groundbreaking it was. But I could tell everybody, I mean, you have hundreds of lawyers from all over the country in that room. And as I was looking around, like I was thinking to myself, these people have no idea like what's coming. Like they have no idea.
No.
And they're just sitting here, not understand. Like they have a hard time with Outlook or with Microsoft Office,
Yeah.
or Google, heaven forbid, Google like Gmail or something like that. It's like
my God.
you're looking around this room of 100 lawyers. I'm like, you guys are antiquated, let alone what's coming right here. And so I had this pit in my stomach. Like if I don't get ahead of this, it's going to take us out, So I
Absolutely.
think there's a way to stay relevant. And
Absolutely.
like, for example, Martin's good with AI. I'm going to throw you under the bus. But if it was a legal issue, he'll be pretty good. Like he can ask basic questions. But really what I've found is that I'm not really too worried about it replacing lawyers
It will not.
or CPAs. There still is amount of human input or guidance that needs to happen.
Absolutely.
And the better the guidance, the better the result.
Absolutely.
When I use AI for a legal purpose, like from a legal standpoint, because I've got in my mind, I already know when I see a fact pattern, these are some issues that we need to resolve. And I know what those issues are like the theoretical things behind those. So I can go right to the source and say a lot further into that. But at least I start here instead of starting way back here, That's the value for me. But for a paralegal in the office, they might get a pretty good result, but it won't be as good of a result because they don't know the basic
vocabulary even.
vocabulary. Yeah, exactly. These tenets of law that were taught in law school.
Absolutely. And same thing, that's why I said, okay, they can cheat on certain question or find the answer. That will not make them what we have done for getting our masters or our PhDs or EDDs. That will not able to do the same thing, but at least by reading, they can have a basic understanding.
Sure.
To help them, to guide them. And there's nothing wrong. Use as a tool. Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of fear instead of like adopting to it.
Interesting. I think you're right on that. I think you said something earlier. I don't remember what it was, but you said, when you pitted them against each other. And that's kind of like, as you're talking, I'm thinking maybe that's what it is about it, because when it gives me a response, I know that's close, but it's not right.
It's not
what about
right.
this?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, apologizing. I don't want your apologies.
Yeah.
I want right. No,
yeah. And then you sometimes see, I was, there's a publisher company, Cengage. They asked me to do a webinar, and there were 3 presidents of other universities there. And it was on AI. And one of the individuals stated that he said, AI prompt is going away. It's never going to be there. And I said, I have to disagree with you.
AI prompting is going away?
Yeah, prompting never going away. Basic prompting is going away. Now it's a complex. Now you sometime you enter any prompt, it will ask you, how about I will add this? How about I add? Remember previously it used to be, this is your answer.
Right. It's got a memory now.
Correct. Now, and then if you don't go under setting and turn that off, your prompting, someone else can utilize it.
Oh, yep.
So your personal information can go out. So you have to preserve your prompting to just your account. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
For sure.
Talking about my brother in this AI conversation, he's in California and he's in education. He's a superintendent of schools over there.
Very nice.
And so we're talking about AI, and I was explaining like, oh, it's so neat how I was doing this today and that. And he's like, I wish we could do that, but we just can't because of that issue where they're so regulated, they can't risk a student's information being leaked through prompts and things like that.
Yeah, you can have access to anyone's social security or student ID if you will not turn those system off.
Wow, interesting.
You have to take care of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, yeah, we got to go. Now we really have to go. You've got stuff to do today. But I want to just thank you for coming in, and hopefully we can do this again.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you so much. You're very smart. I'm so impressed with the setting and everything, your knowledge and the homework.
So
no,
really. I'm going to have you on all the time now.
Oh, it's going to be other way around. So we will have you talk.
You're going to have me talk?
Yeah, at the college. Yeah, I would love to interview you.
I would love to do that. I would love to go over there and talk about AI. If you get me started on AI, obviously I just
in March, I celebrate Entrepreneurial College and give the awards. And I'm going to have you as one of the speaker. I think that will really emphasize,
love that.
So I will invite you over there. So
I'd rather an award, but
you should give the award to them who are doing great, So.
Okay. That sounds fun.
All right.
Thank you for coming in.
No, thank you.
All right. So we'll have Martine cut this all up. He'll put it all